RK4 News at 12:30.
Welcome back, everybody. At times we get a little sluggish, want a little pick-me-up, cup of coffee. Maybe sometimes we want to go the extra mile. Christine Alongi with Arkansas Heart Hospital joining us now to talk about energy drinks and what they can do, what they will do to you, and what you want to avoid. Number one, there are dangers that come along with these, and especially if you're a young person.
For sure. Everybody kind of has their own tolerance of caffeine, but when you're talking about teenagers or young children, it's best to just avoid caffeine altogether because you don't know what their heart can handle just yet.
Well, but look at young people too, and we're like, oh my gosh, they've got so much energy with nothing at all.
Exactly.
Maybe a jelly sandwich.
Exactly.
But when you start pouring on, a sweet drink with so much caffeine in it, this is going to do some damage.
Right, because the caffeine kind of sends, I always say, like an extra electrical current or a surge to your heart, and it can actually change the rhythm of your heart, which sometimes can be fatal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have personal experience with this. Your brother, younger brother, put himself in the hospital.
Correct. Both times he was having some heart palpitations and some rhythm issues. Yep.
And now we talk about, also, there are student athletes out there. They're looking for a little something else to get them going, and it's hot out. And like one of these, this is about the equivalent of a cup of coffee. But you could put that down a lot quicker than a cup of coffee. And if one's good, hey, two's better.
Correct.
You have a problem.
And you will get a surge, and you'll probably kind of feel a lot of energy all at once, but you will eventually crash. And again, the surge is because your heart rate is so high. So you add that on top of running on the soccer field, which raises your heart rate even more.
So you're putting yourself right into a danger zone, especially if you're already worn out as it is. You're not really hydrating with these things.
Oh, definitely not. And the caffeine actually will dehydrate you even more. So then you have another layer.
When are they good? Definitely not for kids, we mentioned, because, and I don't know what age that would be, but I guess, a young adult down. I mean, just drink water, juices, and things like that. These things in moderation.
Correct, yeah, and it's all about layering, too. So it's, again, your tolerance. If you always drink a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe one of these you could substitute for that. But if it's the cup of coffee with an energy drink with a lot of tea at lunch, you may start getting your caffeine level a little too high.
And it's something, too, that I think people who may be borderline with heart issues, if every once in a while you feel that your heart skips a beat or something like that, you should really avoid this concentrated amount of caffeine.
Most definitely. And if you drink it and you start feeling your heart beating really hard in your chest, it's a little too much for your body.
How about prolonged use? I know these came out when I was an adult, except of course Diet Dew's been around forever. But if you start drinking these in your teens and then into your 20s, into your 30s, are you going to slowly be doing some damage to your heart? To your arteries over there? I mean, I'm not sure if there are even studies out there yet.
Definitely, because you're keeping your heart rate up kind of above what it naturally wants to do, probably even at rest. So you're sitting at a desk, but you're keeping your heart racing like you're running all the time. And that'll be too much. And you'll increase your tolerance more and more and more as you go.
And time again, we do see cases where student athletes or just students, they go into cardiac arrest or in the field, and we find out later that they had been, pounding energy drinks all day.
Oh, it happens many times. Yes.
So again, in moderation.
In moderation.
Slow it down, and we talked too, if you're gonna, like they're packed with enough caffeine, like a cup of coffee, you generally take that in slow. Take them in slow. Don't get a straw and start pounding them.
Before the game.
So it's one of those things, be very, very mindful. All right, they're out there, they're good for you if you want a little something, but in moderation, and just
be mindful of your total caffeine intake.
Be mindful of all.
Yes.
All right, Christine, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
We're back right after this.